Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. And so today for our video, I'm going to be doing a little watercoloring and it's a little bit artsy, kind of fun. Every card will look different. So if you like to play along, you either need watercolor paper or shimmery white. I'm going to use shimmery white. And the reason is because it has a little coating over it. Okay, so it's thick as our thick white, but it does have a little shimmer, and it also has that coating. So it's kind of takes to water a little better. It doesn't soak right in. So if you watched my Facebook Live on Tuesday night, you saw me talk about the November giveaway. And so, yes, I'm giving away this brand new paper pumpkin kit. Okay, I'm going to do a drawing on December 1st. You'll have plenty of time to use it before Christmas. It's the Ho 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 kit. And I hope any order, okay, any order at all in November counts towards a drawing ticket. So on December 1st, I will do a live where I do the drawing, and whoever wins will get that paper pumpkin kit. Okay, so in the meantime, my hostess code for this month is going to be expiring actually on Saturday. So, wait, what's today? The 4th? Yeah, second, third, yeah, actually on Sunday is the end of my hostess code for this month. And I have that hostess code here. Once I flip the camera down, you'll see it. And if you would like to place an order under $150, okay, you will get a drawing ticket, and you will also get, by using my hostess code, you'll help me get more free product for giveaways. So let's get started today. This is going to be kind of a fun card, not really traditional Christmas colors. I don't know, I'm kind of going out there, guys, and doing some different colors this year. So let's get started. Okay, so here's my hostess code. It's 6TUHXKEV. And so if you use that hostess code, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, here's my shimmery white cardstock. And what I'm going to do now is you can see it doesn't have a lot of shimmer. Okay, so if you're like me and you expect great shimmer, like using a Wink of Stella, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get a subtle shimmer. Okay, it's beautiful, but it's not over the top, right? So I'm going to do the watercoloring first, so maybe this will have a chance to dry a little bit, and then we'll add our wreath and go from there. So I'm going to be using my spritzer. I'm also going to be using a water painter. I'm going to be using, as I said, not traditional colors. I'm going to use Tahitian Tide, Sweet Sorbet, and Parakeet Party. These are current in colors, okay, that just started this year. So this is 3 of the 5, and I love them all. I have the reinkers, which I always purchase when I get the pads. I go ahead and get the reinkers at the same time, because you never know when things will be unavailable, sold out, whatever. I don't want that to happen to me. So there you go. So I'm going to open these up. Some of them have a little ink on the inside already. And if they don't, I'm going to put a little re-ink there. So if your re-inkers are sitting around a while, you want to give them a little shake. Okay, make sure that they're mixed up. And just put a little in there. I'll even put some Sweet Sorbet in there because I don't have a lot going on. And some Parakeet Party. Okay. So I can always add more. Move these over a little bit so you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I am going to spritz my cardstock. I'm going to give it a little spritzy. It's a brand new spritzer. I just filled it with water. Okay. And then I'm going to use my water painter, and I'm going to pick up some of this ink, and I'm just going to do a little watercoloring here. Okay. And I'm doing kind of an artsy background. I can always add more. I can always add more water if I want to. Okay, looking good. And I'm going to give that a little squeeze, clean it off. So there's these little push marks, right? That's where you want to push to get the water to come down onto your brush. Okay, and I'm going to pull up a little of the Parakeet Party, if that's still wet enough. I'm going to put a little water in there to mix that up. Oh yeah. We'll make it nice and soft. So having that paper towel handy is essential, because you may want to blot a little of this water off as you're going along. So if you get a little too much water, you can just do this, right? And it even takes a little of that color off. Keeps things from getting too wet, because you may need to go back and add some. Okay, now we're going to add a little of the Tahitian Tide. Ooh, that's very dark. So now I'm going to add a little spritz to that to lighten it up a little. I want it to bleed a little like that, so see how it's bleeding? It's kind of what I want. Now it's going to bleed more. That's what I want. I don't want this to be full color. I just want it like kind of a pretty background, kind of a watercolor background. And as I said, everyone's going to look different. Remember, it's just cardstock. So if you hate it in the end, which don't give up. I've done so much of these kind of things and end up loving them. But boy, you go through this one period where sometimes you're like, don't love it. Like it. So this is, remember, this is going to be a background. So it's not going to be the focal point of the card. I think that's enough of that. Okay, clean your brush off. What does it need? Does it need another little bit of this? Maybe. I don't want to use too much of the Sweet Sorbet because it's so bold, right? That it sometimes it distracts from all the other pretty colors. This is really dark up here, but I think it's okay. You can always flip it, right? So this could be the top or the bottom of my card. All right. I think I'm almost there. I'm going to add a little bit more of the Tahitian Tide right down here. Just a little bit more. Okay, I think it's good. I'm going to let that dry. Okay, and while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my wreath. I'm going to use Cottage Wreaths and Country Wreath dies to cut out my wreath. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And I am going to bring in a little piece. This is also shimmery white. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my wreath on here. So what I've done here is I mounted my stamp. Okay, so I'm going to use this wreath right here. And I did put a little black. Can you see that little tiny black marker? Okay, so I used my Sharpie. And I went ahead and marked that. And the reason is because it's so hard to line up the dies sometimes after the fact. So what I did was I went ahead and I marked that, and I also marked my die. So this is the die that cuts out this wreath, and that lines up with that. Okay, so that'll help me cut it out. All right, so first I'm going to stamp the wreath in my Parakeet Party. Okay, so that is meant to be light and dark like that, which I love. It does the work for you. Okay, and then I'm going to use another stamp from this set, and it's this one. It's like the little pine sprig. And I'm going to add some of these. So I'm going to add some of these around. I'm also going to add another color, which is shaded spruce. So shaded spruce, I think, kind of is a contrasting or a complementary color of I don't know if I'm using the right term there, but parakeet party. Okay, so they look well together. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of these around to make my wreath a little bolder. Okay, I want to make sure after I said I stamped that, I want to make sure that this is my top, right? Might have flipped it. Here I was being careful about how I did this. And then did I switch it? Did I flip it? Golly, how did I stamp that? Oh, Trevis. So don't do what I just did, which is start moving that around. Okay, so that's the top. That's what I want to cut out first. Okay, so I'm not going to move this. This is going to be the very top of my card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of these around. So it's just going to add a little more fill to my wreath. And then I'm going to add a few of these shaded spruce. Same thing. I don't need to clean it because that's light ink going to dark ink, green to green. So I don't need to. Look at that. It starts to really add some more dimension. Okay. So you can add as much as you like. You can make it as full as you want. Some of that's going to get cut off, right? Because the die is going to cut some of that off. Okay, so now if I want to add some more parakeet party, I do need to clean my stamp. Okay, but I'm not going to add any right. All right, now I'm going to add some of these little berries right here in the stamp set. And I'm going to add in Sweet Sorbet, big block for little berries. So I'm going to add some of these. I think that's plenty. Okay, time to cut it out. So if I put this on here like this, it's going to cut this out. So I have my mini cut and emboss right here. I'm going to run it through. And this is small, right? This will fit perfectly on the mini. And we nicknamed it the Pee-wee. So I'm going to cut that out. I'll make sure it lines up though before I cut it. I don't want a lot of white showing. I guess I can always come back. If there's white showing, this is the cool part. I could always come back and add some more sprigs. Okay. All right. Look at that. Love the die. Cut out the center. And now it made my wreath. So there's my wreath. So cute. I did ahead of time cut out the bow out of some Sweet Sorbet cardstock. So I have a bow to fit on there. And that's also from the die set. I didn't have to stamp it. I could have because there's the bow that's you could stamp it first, but I didn't. I don't think I needed to. Okay, so see how our watercolor's doing. Ooh, it's getting dry. It's looking good. Okay, while that's still doing a little more drying, I am going to fold my cardstock base. So I have my parakeet party. And this is 5.5 by 8.5. So this is my base. Okay, and this is going to be the next layer. So I made this just a smidgen smaller, but I'm not going to glue it on yet because I want to add some ribbon. Now I need to stamp my sentiment. And so I have a strip, I had a scrap of my shimmery white, and I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas in. I'm to decide what color. Should I do, I'm thinking of Parakeet Party. Yes, I think that's good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little fishtail here. And for my sentiment, it's not too large. And then I have a little piece of Parakeet Party cardstock that's just a smidge deeper. So I'm going to go ahead and mount these together. And I'm going to fishtail this also so that it matches. Okay. And then I think I'm done with these, so I'm going to close these. And I have a few dimensionals left here on this little paper. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on here. And now I have to decide, where do I want my wreath? And where do I want my little sentiment? And I have the coolest ribbon. So I chose this ribbon. This is called metallic mesh ribbon. And again, it's a little bit artsy, right? So I think it kind of pairs well with this. So what I want to do now is I want to just go ahead and layer these together on a piece of sweet sorbet. Okay, I still haven't decided if this is the, how often do I do this, guys? Don't line it up perfectly. There, that's better. Okay, so I have to decide, do I want it this way? Ooh, I kind of like it that way. Okay, so now, how am I going to make my ribbon look good on here? And I'm thinking, just going to wrap it around the center. And I'm not going to make it like a bow or anything. I'm just going to do a knot. Okay, so we're going to do a bow, a knot. So I'm going to cut this now before I finish. And then left over right, right over left. Oh, did I not do that right? I don't even know if that caught. I don't think it did. There we go. Now we have it. There we go. Okay. That ribbon is just to die for. I think it was actually designed for Halloween, but I did not use that on one Halloween card. I have used it on everything else. Okay, so now I want to decide where to put this. I might scoot this up a little. Scoot this down a little, up a little, down a little, whatever. There we go. So now I think I'm going to, oh, look. This is already have adhesive on the back. Oh, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't see that peel. Okay. And then I'm going to pop up my bow. Just a couple of these little dimensionals. Don't think it's going to need any bling. I think this ribbon's going to be bling enough. And then my Merry Christmas. I have to decide where to put that. I like my watercolor paper, guys. I hope you do too. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, and then the last thing is put it on our card base. Almost forgot that. Don't forget to use this hostess code if you would. Keeps going out of screen. Remember, if you have a $150 order, though, it's your own party. So you don't want to use the hostess code. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. So different. All right. So there's my finished Christmas card. And you can do it with any colors, right? I wouldn't do more than 3. Honestly, I kind of keep it at 3 just because it gets a little too busy. But hope you enjoyed this today. And again, don't forget, we got this paper pumpkin to give away to somebody. So let's do some entries for that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.